Welcome to his house, where we gon' run our mouth, while sipping purty, that's purty, yeah, that's on me. Oh wow, lots been going on. I just hope that Raz B is okay. I'm sending him peace and love and light and good things because these world can be crazy out here, my purties. You feel me? That's on me. So I'm hoping he's doing good because things been kind of weird lately. If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, first of all, he was on baddies, something with like a bunch of guys, and he was getting people to fight him, box him, stuff like that. But he was down for a bag or whatever. But he pops out with a bump, and he had allegations against this guy on the screen, Chris Stoke, for many years, saying that this guy abused him, so forth and so on. And a lot of people was trying to wonder why he was so free with it because allegedly they seemed pretty cool. He was driving the dude's car. They had photos together. They seemed close, and they were supposed to be like cousins or something, relatives. So he spit dirt out on this dude's name, calling him a pedophile. Just a lot of just dangerous stuff that people was just like in shock that that's what happened. But all of a sudden, like maybe 10, 15, 20 years later, Raz B is now coming forth and saying that nothing happened to him and he was making false allegations. But before he said that, he was seen with a broken wrist, which was crazy to me. I really didn't see how it was broken because I went back to finish his live, but he was emotional. He was upset. And then next thing you know, he said he's fearful for his life. And then they see him in a hospital trying to jump out of a window. Before that, he pins a couple things on his IG post saying, Chris was never that guy I made the world think he was. I remember my cousin fought so hard to save me because I needed him. And then I attacked the only person who helped me. It's time to let the world know the truth. And I would say, yeah, if it was a false allegation, yeah, it's time to let the world know the truth. However, if it was not false, I'm not saying what was done was right if it happened, but if it didn't happen, let somebody know. But also, if that is your relative, it still can be mended or whatever. And a lot of people were like saying, oh no, or thinking that this is like a setup and that they're forcing him to say this and he don't really feel that way, so forth and so on. But however, when he did say he was feeling like he was in danger and he needed some help, he did call out for making things right with his cousins. He wanted things to go back the way they were, and he needed some help. And he also said that Chris was the only one who helped him, which is Chris Stokes. And he also made allegations against Marcus Houston of being on the scene and so forth. Allegedly, everything is alleged, and that was confirmed because now he's saying it didn't happen. But he also called out to Chris and Marquis Houston for help. So he needed help. So he also pins anger built up from my past, took it out on my cousin. I never understood why. Maybe because BTK broke up and he was no longer in my life. Chris was never my pain. He was my protector, my peace, my friend. People like Steve and the typical things in Cleveland. So he was also going on to say allegedly that other people were his abusers and he was just taking it out on his cousins because he didn't feel protected. But at the end of the day, if you were young and dumb, like I give you a pass on that, and maybe that's why they really haven't came for your jugular. But yeah, just make it right, if that's the case, make an apology and set the record straight. And if you were abused by any way of those other people, shame on them. But everybody has in life does stupid stuff. Not saying that's right, because I do believe that people get possessed to do things and they're like, what was I thinking? And it's crazy. And yes, people do need to get held accountable for what they were saying. And I don't know if it's a trigger because for so many years he was just unheard. People thought he was kind of crazy, talking out the side of his neck and not really paying him no attention. And I don't know if that's why he's retracting, because he feels like a victim or like guilty for like saying all this stuff about people. But no, like we heard you loud and clear But at the same time, it's like that's your cousin. It's really your word against their word. But at the same time, if you're now saying that you want to mend it with them, mend it with them. I feel like uh if you come with a sincere apology, maybe it can be righted, maybe. Because he did have a huge impact on your career. Um, and since then, you really haven't been the same. And Marcus Houston was a part of one of the biggest boy groups that there was ever been in history, Immature. And he also said that he loved Immature. And I guess maybe they thought they was going to beat Immature, but I don't know. But hopefully there can be reconciliation in the family. But yeah, if somebody hurt you, it doesn't make it right. It just means that something needs to be talked about. Something needs to be addressed. Were they in their right mind when it happened? Do they have any regrets? Were they young and dumb? Like, you know, do they apologize? Did they play any part in it? I think he needs to get clarification because now he's saying that they did not play a part in it. But why are you jumping on roofs and scared for something happening to you? So if you need help, just be transparent. Just say what it is. Don't run around the bush, have us try to figure out what's going on. Because if you're coming out with the truth, it should be all good. It should be all dandy unless they're forcing you to say this and then you feel like your life is in jeopardy. And that's a problem because at the end of the day, if it's the truth, it's the truth. But you done said it up 10 times and it doesn't make it right if it is true. It just means that some things need to be addressed, some things need to be talked about, some things need to be handled in a mature and respectful and responsible way so we can, all get healing and closure in this process so you can move forward and become bigger and better and also heal any broken relationships that may have inquired in the process. I just hope that you're good, hope that you're safe, and that you get to talk to some people that are willing to help you in this situation because I don't know, that's a little scary. And hopefully you're doing good and hopefully there's no mental illness that's going on. You may need to get that checked out. And maybe just, standing there with a friend would help. And that's just a little petty on me. Hopefully he'll be okay. Well, keep some petty, and that's on me. All is allegedly, that's petty. They say that we purty, you like when you do dirty. It's so thirsty, sipping that purty. Petty, it's so freaky dirty. Body getting bigger, like stick figures.